Hey guys, Dan Young here with Dan's Millionaire Code. And as you know, every week I bring to you an amazing human being who is influencing the world in a positive way. And what these wonderful people do is they act as your mentor by sharing all their deepest secrets of how they got there and how you can do something similar. Now, there's no advertising, there's nothing to buy, there's no subscription except for free subscription on YouTube. But there's nothing that you need to spend money on. But you do need to pay for this in two ways. One, you got to promise to execute what you learned here. And the second thing is you need to share it with loved ones who may benefit. And then I just added a third thing, because yes, nothing is free in life.
Here we go.
With any knowledge you gain here, if it increases your income, because my mission is to create 1 million millionaires, any of that income that you have that increases, take 10% of that net and donate it to a good charity. That's all we ask. And you know, we are a big supporter of Operation Underground Railroad and Nuzzles & Co. to rescue the dogs and cats up in Park City. So those are the two ones I like. But you can give to whoever you want. Okay, without further ado, we have, make sure I got your last name pronounced.
Oh, let's see how we do it.
Brooke Mangum?
Nailed it.
Okay.
That's why he makes the big bucks.
I don't want
right
to mess
there.
it up. So.
That's it.
Brooke Mangum. She's got an amazing bio here, but I don't want to like spoil everything, but let me just give a quick snapshot. Okay. Today's guest is my friend Brooke Mangum. She's a TV, radio personality. You probably see her quite a bit on KUTV all the time. One of the hardest working people I know in the business.
Well, thank you. Wow.
She hosts Fresh Living on KUTV. That's the name of the show. And you'll see me on there sometimes saying hi. She's also co-hosted Wasatch 360 on Fox and was on the USA Network television series Summer Camp.
Yes, I sure was.
We'll talk about it. In addition, she worked for iHeart Media before, and she was on radio stations all over the country. So you probably heard her voice before, but now you get to see her. And before her career as a broadcaster, she was an international fashion model with tons of humongous brands you've probably heard of. And in 2018, she had this massive entrepreneurial awesomeness and formed Opta Naturals.
Yes, it's my newest thing.
Opta Naturals, and now you're an industry leader in hemp derived supplements. So this is cool.
This sounds so much cooler when you say it to me, because I'm over here like, what am I doing? Just trying to constantly do something, right?
I visited your site, and it looks great, and you got some good products.
Okay, good. So I've got your stamp of approval.
It's pretty good.
That's all I need.
It's pretty good. Done. When I'm all stressed out, I'll be like, few drops, blip, blip.
There you go. Feeling better, just like that.
So I guess let's just get into it. Maybe we can start kind of back. How did you get to where you are, you know, like starting from like a childhood. Like,
starting from the beginning,
like,
okay.
What was the spark?
The spark, okay, it was so funny because when I was growing up, I was a big tomboy, right? Mm-hmm. I was chubby and had a mullet. So the idea of like modeling never even entered my mind.
You got some pictures of that? We can...
Oh yeah, we do. Oh yeah, we've got them. They're great. Like Joe Dirt had nothing on me kind of mullet is what we're talking about. It was rough.
Wow.
But when I was 12, I kind of shot up, got taller. And that's when I got scouted by elite talent management right out of like New York City. I was at a Britney Spears concert. Yes, go Britney, Britney forever. And that's how I first got discovered. And I remember thinking like, why is this woman talking to me? Mm-hmm. I'm not cute. I'm the chubby girl with the mullet. I'm the funny one.
This is when you had a mullet?
The mullet was gone at this point.
Oh, okay.
But it was like I kind of shot up and developed a little bit. But that was when I first started modeling. And I had never thought that that would have kind of been my path. But it ended up being one of the best things that ever happened to me because it really, you grow up fast in the modeling industry, obviously. Mm-hmm. But it really kind of gave me that confidence of being able to be in front of people, doing things which eventually led me into broadcasting because you can't model forever. Mm-mm. No, you get old, you get sad, and you need to move on.
I tried to be a model.
Well, look at that face. You could totally do this. But that's kind of how I started getting into broadcasting because I started representing these different brands and then they'd have me go to like even trade shows and things like that. And I thought, this is really fun to interact with people.
Yeah.
Being able to have something that you're passionate about and sharing it directly with them instead of just being on pages in magazines or walking down a runway where you literally just walk and turn around and come back. That's not like really a whole lot you can do there. And I went to the University of Utah because I thought, you know what, I think I want to get into broadcasting. Why not? This sounds like a fun job. I don't want to get a real job. That's not for me.
And it's a good place to socialize too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Friends.
And just kind of get that vibe going on. So I went to the University of Utah, got my degree.
You alum? I'm a dropout.
Oh, hey, we're
but they still count me as an alum, even though.
Well, when you're successful like you are, we got to take credit for you. Absolutely. So I started doing that. So I got my degree, and I still kind of was modeling on the side and things like that. But once you get that degree, we were kind of talking about this earlier, you don't really learn. You learn things in school, but it's not exactly what you need to get into the business.
Wow.
Sure. Like I learned how to kind of like put together a radio script. I learned how to set up a light or two, which I was not good at, by the way. First day, I knocked over the whole lighting system. University of Utah was not happy with me after that. But they don't really teach you how to get into the industry, how to break through. So here I've got this degree and I'm over here kind of going, now what? Now what do I do?
Yeah.
So I ended up going to Los Angeles just to kind of continue doing modeling because I thought, I'm like, at least I know I can make money.
So you're living there now?
Was living there. I'm like, at least I know I can make money doing this. And a friend of mine, he was the photographer for FHM, which I had shot for them back in the day.
Yeah.
And he actually recommended me to try out for this reality show. And I thought, reality show, that's not for me. I'm not a very drama type person. We'll do it. So but my motto has always been kind of, why not?
Wow.
Give it a shot. Why not? You never know what's going to happen. So I ended up auditioning for this reality show, ended up getting on, and that was when the real panic set in. So
What was that show?
Summer Camp on USA Network. Yep, that was the reality show. Wow. Don't worry, not a lot of people watched it, including my mother. I think she only made it halfway through.
Maybe we can find it on YouTube.
Oh, you can.
Are you doing crazy things?
Yeah, well, it's just ridiculous. So the whole premise is they sent adults back to summer camp.
Oh, wow.
So you can imagine how that goes. Just kind of a little odd, a little quirky. But it really was the platform where I was able to do that show, and it launched me into great opportunities. I was able to be on Good Morning America. I was on Extra. I was on...
Did you get a massive following? At that time, social media was not as hot as now.
Yeah, not as hot now.
But you started building a following.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was able to just get my feet wet in social media.
Wow. And
it was kind of one of those things like I never thought in a million years that I would do a reality show. Like never. Like, come on. That's like the Kardashians, the Real Housewives. That was the thing I'm kind of like, that's not me. But it honestly ended up being one of the best things I ever could have done for my career, which is so funny to say that. You're like, yeah, reality television, kids. It's cool. Not all bad. But it ended up being this opportunity where I was able to really, cut my teeth and do these big jobs that I would never, like they were never going to put me on Good Morning America. There's no reason for me to be on Good Morning America, but I got to do it because of that reality show.
Whoa.
Which was a huge experience and really fun.
That's massive.
Yeah, it was great. So.
Okay, so after that. It keeps going
I know,
better.
Right? After that. So I did that show, and that's actually how I ended up on the radio station. I was on Rock 106.7 for years, iHeart Media.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And then we ended up being, syndicated on the Rock Morning Show. And how that came to be was Hooker, who was my co-host at the time. He heard about this local girl that was on a reality show. So he was like, let's interview her. Let's see how it goes.
Wow.
And I came in and we ended up having just great chemistry and getting along. And I remember him saying, you're going to be my next co-host, and marched me into Stu Stanik's office, who you know, and said, this girl, you got to give her a try. Wow. You got to see what's going on. And they're like, oh, yeah, this random hooker is doing something weird again, this random girl. And they ended up giving me a try a little bit of, I showed up every morning just to try and prove that I wanted the job. I showed up every morning at like 5 a.m. for like 6 months for free.
Whoa.
And that's like...
This is like intern,
Yeah, intern status.
For free.
I was on air. Yeah, on no money. Then they started paying me like $10 an hour, because I have to, because it looks bad.
Yeah.
So...
We're starting to work for free.
I just was showing up every single day. And that's like the biggest advice that I can give to somebody is the hustle. That's how you get into the industry these days, is you just have to be willing to show up every single day. Because eventually... they will hire you. They have to.
This is something we talked
awkward.
about.
Yeah.
In one of the first podcasts, I was talking about how to get hired anywhere.
Yeah.
And you go in and you say, okay, I want to do this position. I will work for free. If I'm horrible, you can just tell me never to come in again.
Yes, exactly.
And if I'm awesome, well, then you can pay me.
Yeah.
And just so there's nothing to lose, right?
Right.
And that's what you did.
That's exactly it.
And you got hired.
And I got hired, and it ended up being like it was one of the best jobs I ever could have had.
Wow.
6 years, and I just kind of slugging it out in the morning, and I had just so much fun. And that was how I was able to get my job on television, because I was able to get my feet wet. and really kind of learn how to be a broadcaster, and then transfer on over to KUTV. And I basically did the same thing over there.
Same thing?
They had an opening on the show, so I started auditioning. So I just started showing up for free again until they chose me.
So obviously when you were a model, you learned how to do makeup and hair and look really great, right?
Oh gosh, not well.
And how to walk and, and all that.
We try. Yeah, to have a little bit of poise maybe, hopefully.
But what's rare, though, is being able to do that, but also speak very articulately and clear and clean and get points across with energy. Did radio give you a lot of that? Was that?
I think absolutely.
Because people can't see you on the radio.
They can't. You have to be animated. Your voice has to tell the story. And I just think that I was always a storyteller as a kid.
You always had that.
I always had that deep voice. Yes, my man voice. Yes, we've always had that. Luckily, that sometimes it's just, God-given to have a certain voice or something like that. But there's only like one thing that you can control in life, and that's how hard you're going to work.
I'm going to write that down.
That's it.
You can control one thing. One thing. How hard you work.
How hard you work.
Okay.
And nobody can impact that for you. You can be put in a box. You can have people tell you no all day long, but nobody can control how hard you work. And if you keep on showing up every single day and you keep on getting better at your craft, because you will over time, then that to me is the biggest secret to everything. You
actually work harder, I believe, than me. And that's not, I can not say
I highly doubt that.
Well, I
don't have a warehouse with all these cool things.
I see you hustling, literally like doing all these live things and on sites and this. I mean, they run you guys like what is your typical week like? I mean, is it how much time, if you had to time, like travel, get out there?
Totally depends, because we're just running around different shoots and just trying to go. See, this is another secret. I may not be the most talented person, but damn it, I'll work the hardest.
That's the key.
That's the key.
Wow. No, you're super talented. I think it's.
Oh, you're nice, but no, there's nobody can control how hard you work, and if you show up every single day and keep on fighting, eventually something's got to give.
Okay, we want to hear some war stories. What's the scariest, most challenging moment of your whole career so far, and how did you get through that?
Oh gosh. Oh, there's so many times that have been where I think we're all our own worst enemy, where you wonder, you're like, am I even ready for this? Like, I was terrified. They put us on a school bus going to summer camp, and I remember thinking, this is the worst idea I've ever had. What am I doing on this bus? I'm not a TV star. I'm not a reality person. What am I going to do here? And I think just with most things, and even different jobs, like when I was trying out for KUTV, they asked me, they're like, have you ever used an IFB, which is the little earpiece they put in your ear? And I said, yes, absolutely. Total lie. Never had an IFB.
Is that like
ever.
The FBI people
yes,
use too?
Exactly.
Oh, that little...
and how I've always managed to kind of get through something, and I know it's so totally cliche, is it's that fake it until you make it. Just keep on going as hard as you possibly can. And just, if you give it your all, a lot of people will respect your effort. Once again, doesn't need to be the best. It doesn't need to be right. But just a lot of people are unwilling or afraid to try.
Wow. Yeah.
So being willing to just show up and even if you fail.
So show up.
Show up. I know it's a common theme here.
Just for free for 6 months.
Yes. Eventually they have to pay you. There's labor laws that protect this kind of stuff.
They're like,
They feel bad. They're like, maybe if we pay her, she'll go away.
Wow. That's cool. So, that struggle, though, getting through that, how did you tell yourself, how did you convince yourself that it was a good thing?
I guess I just kept on telling myself, you're never going to get this opportunity again. You're never going to have this moment only exists once. Mm-hmm. So just do it now. You just absolutely go as hard as you can. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. That's kind of the thing I've tried to remind myself, is that everything is so temporary. I've messed up on TV so many times.
Really?
Oh, yes. I forgot my name once. And that's you just mess up. But those mistakes they're so temporary. They'll haunt us. But the viewers, there's people out there that they don't think a second thing about it.
Because you're a human being. I mean, you're not a robot. So it's
exactly. I've decided to find that I'm hoping that people find my inadequacies endearing. That's what I've decided to go with. I'm not incompetent. I'm relatable. That's what I try and go with.
That's awesome.
But so much is just that mindset of just, being willing to try and fail often. You'll have your no pile will be so much higher than your yes pile at the end of the day.
Wow. What's your biggest failure?
Gosh, there's been so many.
Like, worst story failure.
Oh gosh, I've
really hurt.
Oh, I've really like totally fallen apart a couple times. I've like forgotten the guest's name, called them the wrong name through the entire segment. It's live television, and then at the very end, like, thanks so much. My name's Mike, and you're over here like, oh no. So I've been going for like.
She was interviewing me. She's like, so Bruce.
Exactly.
Bruce Lee. And I'm like, whoa.
Wait a minute. Like, come on, show me your moves. Oh, there's just been so many mistakes over the years. Like it's hard to pinpoint just one. That's how bad it's been.
Oh wow.
You know, but like that's how everybody like think about how many mistakes have you made like making all your businesses?
Oh, daily.
Daily.
That's how you build it.
That's how you build it. It's built on the mistakes of yesterday.
That's right.
And you know, there's something that when you experience a little bit of pain from your failures, like that's something that you make sure to correct in the future a lot of times. So it's funny to say like, yeah, I'm actually kind of grateful for those times that I completely bombed because you'll learn something from them. You remember them. As painful as it is, you'll absolutely remember it.
Yes. I'm just thinking there's probably half of our listeners are women and a lot are younger women. And they're thinking, man, I want to be like Brooke when I grow up.
Don't do it.
So, you know, maybe you can pull a mom card here since, you have one in the oven.
Yeah, I got one in the oven, very much in the oven.
So we'll practice the mom card with all the teenagers that are listening because a lot of them would love to get on TV, be big on social media. You have a great following and make a decent living at it and be respected in the community. What advice would you give them? Like, what's the first thing they should do? I mean, because you got discovered at like a Britney Spears concert.
Yeah, right. I don't think that's not going to work for everybody. Although Britney can't shoulder it for us all. But the biggest advice that I can give somebody trying to, you know, break it, especially even on like social media, it's a couple of things. Authenticity is huge. People smell a rat immediately. They know when you're just blowing smoke up their skirt. They can absolutely feel it. And you have to do it. It's not just one thing to talk about, like, I want to start a YouTube channel. I want to start this. I've got this great idea. Well, that's all great if you talk about it, but if you don't do it, you're never going to go anywhere.
It's true.
There's no YouTube channel for you to make your millions on, you know? It's just, you have to do it. It's that being willing to take that action to be able to get over, because everyone has fears of failure. Absolutely. And that's the scariest part, is just starting. 100% is starting. Start now. Start today. So
how can like a young person, if they want to be modeling on TV, be a model, let's say, or be on TV, what do they do? Like go, because there's all these scammy agencies that take people's money and overcharge them for photo shoots. And
isn't that the truth?
And then there's like creepy people that like you could end up being trafficked or organ harvested. Like, what's some advice you can give these girls that are watching? Like,
absolutely. Go to a legitimate agency. You know, if something feels too good to be true, if something feels icky, it absolutely is. And there's a lot of people out there, unfortunately, that are dirtbags. It's just the way it is. But if you keep, one of the ways that I was able to get an agency, a reputable agency, and I moved around a lot, is I cold called them. Like, that was back in the day when you had like yellow and white pages. I'm dating myself. I called and said, hi, I'm an actor, model, you know, situation. I'm looking for a new agency of representation. Can I come in? Do you have any open castings? Do you have any openings? And I just asked them straight up. And because you have to be willing to ask. You never know. My mom always was like, what's the worst thing they can say? No.
So what's a real answer that validates legitimacy, and what's a bogus scam censor?
If they're asking for a bunch of money right outside the gate, like, great. We think you'd be wonderful. Now we're going to need $1,200 for your photo shoot and things like that. That's absolutely more of a scamming situation. You will have to pay for photos at some time in your life. You have a photographer or something like that, because you can't get jobs if you don't have photos.
Right.
But if the agency really believes in you, a lot of times they'll put it on account. They'll pay for it for you.
Wow.
And when you get your first job, you can pay it off.
Oh, so like betting on a racehorse.
Exactly.
Like, this is a winner.
This is a pony. We got this one. This is going to be our winner. And most reputable agencies will do that.
Wow.
It's just one of those things, because, you know, they are running a business, a lot of them. And unfortunately, there's a group of talent that actually makes money, and then they've got a lot of, they sell classes and things like that. And whenever anybody asks for money for a class, it's like a little red flag for me. Always like, oh, I don't know about that. Aren't you just going to I'm the client. Aren't you going to help me get better?
Yeah.
Without me having to pay?
Yeah. So how about getting paid, actually?
Yeah, that's the hard part.
So once you got your great pictures and you got your great portfolio thing, like how do you, like maybe tell me a few of the like big accounts you've worked and done your international modeling for, and like, I don't think people know.
Yeah, so I did a fitness thing for Cosmo back in the day,
Whoa,
Cosmopolitan.
That's huge.
And I did FHM, which we talked about a little bit. Wow. And I did Maxim a while ago.
They
and
wouldn't let me in there.
Hey, well, come on, you had to wear the Speedo.
I know.
You didn't wear the Speedo.
I get my dress on.
But a lot of just getting those jobs is
that's huge.
Willing to get told no. Truthfully,
so you just call them, or
so those are your agency will send you on castings.
Oh, okay.
For those, so once you got your agency, they'll send you on castings, and I did stuff for like Brides Magazine and things like that. But for every single one of those really big jobs that I got, there's 100 no's.
Wow.
And you just have to be willing to know that you're not going to be right for every single job. They're not directly judging you as a person. You're just not that fit for that particular brand. Okay. That's like the biggest advice I could give for like young girls, because it's really easy to get discouraged. I know I did. So just kind of showing up every day, and you hand them your book and they go through and they just tell you no, and then you move on. But
how do you deal with that rejection?
Just, well, sometimes poorly, I'll be honest. It's not easy. And that's a hard part of that industry, is for every yes, there's going to be 100 no's.
Really?
So you have to be willing to get those no's, because after every no just gets you that much closer to a yes. That's the way that I tried, to think about it.
That's how what we teach in sales, right?
Right.
No,
exactly.
no. And one thing I teach is called wet duck.
Yeah.
So when water gets on a duck, it just rolls off. Just
water off a duck's back.
So what? Oh well, next.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, and you just
try not to dwell on it. Try and learn what you can from that last one, and move on to the next. That's the best thing you can do.
Wow.
I think the road to success is like paved with failure. That's really what it is.
This is so cool. So I want to talk about a big shift for you. Okay. Is Opta Naturals.
Yes.
Opta,
you got it. You nailed it. Opta.
Opta Naturals. Tell me about, like, where'd you get this idea, and what's happening there?
Okay.
Because you're this entrepreneur. You've got this thing of your own.
It's a new frontier for me. It's totally scary and different. And so from the modeling world, health and fitness, obviously beauty is a huge, huge thing there. Mm-hmm. Also, I was really big into fitness. I did those fitness competitions for years, and I'm an NGA athlete. So, but there's always just supplements over and over of these magic potions and lotions that are supposed to be able to help people. And I just really, as a society, we over-medicate ourselves. Mm-hmm. We absolutely turn to the prescription. We turn to the next best thing, and we're treating these side effects that we're creating for ourselves instead of just trying to treat that root cause. Mm-hmm. And I discovered CBD that worked absolutely for me. I'm a high anxious individual. I'm a little nuts.
Yeah, you got way energy.
I got energy through the roof, and it's something to kind of calm me down. Also, one of the biggest things that ages the body is inflammation.
Yep.
And CBD treats that naturally. And that's really where the idea of Opta came, was let's stop over-medicating ourselves and let's heal ourselves through actual medicine, through plant medicine that's just around us every single day. And we were lucky enough to partner up with Dr. Mike Moreno. So he's been on the doctors. He's on the board of Kaiser. He is a major physician. He's been on Dr. Phil. He's a New York Times bestseller. He wrote the 17-Day Diet. And he was jumped on board with Opta. We've partnered with him.
Wow.
And he's our guy. He's the one that I'm following in the dark. Dr. Mike, if you say it works, I'm in. And he's really the one that's shown us how PCR hemp can truly heal and stop the aging process.
That's pretty cool.
So it's like something that's worked for me, and I'm like, it's like whenever you find something cool, you're like, I got to tell my friends about it. So that's what Opta Naturals basically is.
Wow. So that's cool. And you started that last year?
Yeah, just in the fall. So it's brand new.
Wow.
We're really just,
cool.
Just barely starting. It's a whole new frontier for me, because obviously I've done media and things like that, but we're starting.
So there's different, I don't know a lot about CBD.
I know, and I'm not a doctor. So let's start there. That's Dr. Mike's department. But
But there is different quality in CBD.
Absolutely.
I hear there's a lot of crappy CBD.
Yes.
And then there's good. Obviously, you're selling the good.
Yes.
What makes it good?
Well, a lot of people, they're only giving you CBD, which we've actually proven that in science that CBD, if you use that to on like a bell curve, so if you take enough, it can start working for you. And then all of a sudden it drops off and stops working. Because you don't just want CBD, you want full spectrum PCR hemp. Which makes it, I know, this is what Dr. Mike kind of showed me, is that CBD is great and it's a great start, but when you look at the science behind a full spectrum PCR hemp, that's really where you're going to get the anti-aging you're looking for, the reduction in anxiety.
Wow.
That's like the magical nectar.
Should try. I'm gonna go order some.
Please do it. Try it. Let me know.
Because I'm like way high strung.
You're like
I'm
me.
like a shaking chihuahua sometimes.
Yes, exactly. I always say that I'm like a poodle on crack. I'm like going around. But it was because when I was doing the radio, I was doing a morning show, and I had to go to bed at 8 p.m. And trying to unwind this circus at 8 p.m. to go to sleep to wake up at 4 a.m. was impossible for me. I was taking sleeping medication. I was taking, like Simply Sleep, whatever I could
Never
find.
text on Ambien.
Yeah, don't.
That's like a bad thing.
Also, don't cook on Ambien. You never know what's going to happen.
Kitchen on fire?
Yes, exactly. You're like, when did I make spaghetti? What?
Yeah.
But I started using CBD, and I'd go to sleep, and I would wake up, and I'd be sharp and not groggy.
Still using it every day?
Yeah, still use it.
Do you use it every day, or just when you have a hard time?
I do. Well, so I've stopped using it while I'm pregnant because just in case. I believe that it would be fine, but why take the risk? It's it's not just my life; it's somebody else's. So I've stopped taking it, which is not. I totally notice a difference when I stop taking it. I don't sleep as well. Exactly. I'm over here just going, okay, well, all right. I don't sleep as well. I'm definitely more anxious. So I can't wait to get this nugget out so I can get my CBD back on board. Right?
Okay, we shift gears.
Yes, okay, here we go.
So you're like a million miles an hour and you have a lot of things. You got your company now, you're on TV, you're running
all
around.
over the place.
So what do you do to binge? Like, what do you do to what do you binge? You go eat cheeseburgers?
Oh, yes.
What is it?
Okay, I love cheeseburgers. I love a good glass of wine, but my favorite thing to do is I love music. I don't even care if it's a crappy band. I will go and just rock out. I love live music. I'm a rocker.
Wow,
I'm a rock girl. I'm a rock girl. So I love just going and having some crappy food that's horrible for me, going out, having a drink, and just listening to some live music.
That's cool.
There's nothing better than just to unwind, kick back, and just have some fun.
So what's the secret to staying super fit? I mean, you couldn't even tell you were pregnant.
You tell me. Oh, you're nice.
Sideways,
oh, gosh.
But like, what's the? I guess that's a big question.
That is.
What's like the magic formula of being able to binge and enjoy, but also
if I'm still looking for that magic formula.
Is it exercise or diet or everything? And what do you do?
If you find that magic pill, call me immediately because I want to know. The way I look at it is I think it's a math problem. Calories in, calories out. So if you go and you binge and you get crazy, maybe like take a little walk around the block. Just do something to move your body. Equalize. That's the way I kind of try and look at it. And also, as you guys can tell, I'm pretty neurotic. I'm all over the place. So working out is actually a good outlet for me. I would like just to go and clear my head, run, and just do whatever I can. I love
running, weights,
I
everything?
Run, I box. That's probably my favorite.
Oh, really?
It just feels good to hit something, Dan. Come on, watch yourself. Sometimes you just got to go take the day out here and just go for it.
That's cool. So that's that balance.
That balance.
So pig out when you need to, but equalize it with some exercise.
I try. That's like the best thing that I found. But fitness is hard, and it's hard to stay motivated.
It is, huh?
It is. It's so hard. I know you've had Drew on here, and that guy's always in great shape. Drew Manning, and
he's actually fake. He's CGI. He's a computer-generated image.
I think you're onto something there.
Yeah, because
how do you do it?
He had tattoos, and he didn't that one day because the computer forgot to put it on. And then it did.
We're on to you, Drew. We're on to you.
He's a robot. He's a cyborg. Guy. Yeah, he's awesome. Where do you see yourself like 10 years from now? Like, what's going to be happening?
Oh, that's a great question. Oh, okay. I hope we've stopped the aging process so I look the exact same. No. I will want my company, Opta Naturals, to be just the leader in its field. I think one of the biggest things that I can't stand is stagnation for me. If I stop moving forward, it's a fate worse than death for me. So I just want everything that I'm involved in to push forward. But what I would love to do is, my main focus right now, obviously, is Opta Naturals. I want to help people. I want to be able to look back and be able to go, this was able to help because it helped me getting the CBD. Like, it honestly helped me. And I want to be able to help other people live without pain and anxiety and be able to actually sleep at night.
Yeah, that's awesome. So
simple, you know?
Have that just rocking.
Have something good. Have it going on.
I'm going to send you the footage because, you know, that little piece you just did, that should be like your commercial.
That's it.
And then we'll run Instagram ads.
Perfect. Give them little finger guns at the end, maybe a little wink.
With a discount.
There we go. Call now. But wait, there's more.
Perfect. That's awesome. Have you started a marketing campaign, a big one yet now with this?
It's just gearing up. So I'm lucky. My husband, he is a big online marketer. That guy can sell anything to anybody.
Yeah.
And I'm so lucky to have that in-house because that is not my department.
Yes.
Mine is.
So he's handling all that.
He's able to handle all that. I'm like, oh, God bless you, because I would be over here like, is this thing on? How do I use this Facebook ad? How do I do this?
Are you making some of the commercials and spots?
Yes.
So you're going to be in it.
I'll be able to be the spokesperson. I'll handle that part. That part I'm a little bit more able to do.
It'll definitely work then. You got him doing the marketing.
The heavy lifting.
And stuff. Well, the hard part's filming it, being the person, you know, the marketing's not too tough.
Oh, that's right. See, yeah, he listened to that brand and he says it's not that hard. That's my husband.
That's so awesome. I'm gonna one last question here. I always like to ask people this. Anything on your bucket list, a place you want to go, a cause that is important to you? Is there anything like something major you want to accomplish in your lifetime that's, let's say, nothing to do with money? But maybe
nothing
experience
to do with money.
Or something.
Oh, gosh. Oh, there's so many things. Travel is huge. I would love to see every continent. And I'm talking Antarctica, too. Why not? You know, while we're there, hug a penguin. You know, there we go. There's my charity. Go out and hug a penguin. No, I would also love to do those, any kind of thing where you're able to give back. You hear about the people that go and they do like the wells in Africa and things like that. I would love to do one of those kind of missions. And just to really see how, you know, because Is there a particular cause that stands out in your heart that you've thought about? It's like, that would be really,
yeah. So many, but.
I would love and probably go and like help kids learn how to read and things like that. That was something that I struggled with as a kid, was like learning how to read. So I would love to go and do that and do something with kids. Because I've grew up in Salt Lake City. I've moved around quite a bit, but I was so incredibly lucky to grow up where I grew up. I had an amazing family. Life was pretty easy. It was like Disneyland over here compared to what other people are going through.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like it's our responsibility as human beings to be able to, if you have been given more, then you need to throw back more into the pot.
Exactly.
You know?
By giving, that's why we do it, right?
Exactly. Like give money, time, whatever you got. Do something.
You're a good human.
I'm trying. I'm trying to cover it up because deep down, it's dark, dark heart in here. No.
We have to all... One of my mentors said, Dan, you have to be extra giving as you get older and you're more successful because
I love that.
You have to redeem yourself for some of your sins.
Yes.
Because he goes, you've probably done dumb stuff. I'm like,
absolutely.
Wow, the dumb list is,
way higher. And especially when you're younger.
Yeah.
Made a lot of poor choices.
But you're still alive.
I'm still alive. Yeah, nobody died. That's the way you got to look at it. Nobody died. Nobody's bleeding currently. Life is good.
Yep. That is. I'm gonna share some of your wisdom with everybody. Recap.
Oh, okay. Recap. Oh, that's good. Last time I did something nice.
Okay, so Brooke's Jedi advice: fake it till you make it. Just show up, and even if it's for free, just show up.
Absolutely.
And it may sound scary and obnoxious or whatever, but just do it.
Absolutely.
Show up. Being hardworking is really it. So you can outwork you can outwork others that may be smarter or better.
Yeah.
But just sheer freaking work, hustle, execute, that really makes up for a lot of that.
Absolutely.
In fact, it's probably more important than just sheer knowledge. It's getting it done. Be authentic, right? And then do it. Just start. Just simply start, right? Like if you want to be a model, if you want to be on TV, whatever, start. Like
absolutely.
Just start doing it. And here's my favorite one of yours.
Okay, 100
no's equals 1 yes.
Yes,
so
there
it's
you
simply
go.
just math.
Yeah.
So if you're on call 98
Yes.
and you're still getting no, well, you're just that much closer to getting your
yes. Every single no, you need to be like, yeah, this is good news. My yes is right around the corner.
That's incredible.
Right here.
That's big effort. I mean, that's like a big rule, I think, that can help a lot of kids, because there's probably a lot of guys and girls out there that want to get into something, and if they get a couple no's or,
it's
then
hard.
They just give up.
It's easy. It's easier to give up, and it's hard to hear a no.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like something that's like, you feel like it's you. They're saying no to me directly as a person, not a product or something like that. It's so hard when you're like,
take it up personally.
Oh, it's me. But no. It's not you.
The biggest problem I had was when I first made really dumb commercials, like, well, I dressed up like as a hula dancer girl and had a crystal ball and weird stuff. People sent me a lot of hate mail.
Oh, that's awful.
Like, I'll never buy from you, the stupidest company in the world. And that totally makes me not have confidence in your products, because you look like a fool. And I was really sad about it. Yeah. I mean, I took it personally. I was really a little depressed about it. And so I just kept him rolling. I talked to a mentor, and he's like, hey, just keep rolling those. Watch what happens.
Just wait.
Just wait. And literally that next year, after running stupid commercials, our revenue went up 500%.
There it is.
And the secret is, he goes, before nobody cared because you were so damn boring. And he goes, and now that people can see your authentic, like you're talking, your authentic personality, you're just a maniac.
I remember your commercials. Yeah. You were so incredibly memorable. Like, everybody knows. I'm like, that's Dan. I know who it is. Dan the laptop man. Duh.
So haters are a sign that it's actually working.
Yes. Haters are your next step to success.
Yeah. So love your haters.
Yes.
Be like, this is great. At least people are paying attention.
That's the thing, at least they're paying attention to you.
Uh-huh.
That was one of the things I loved about being on the radio, was because, it was just your voice. It was just your authentic self. And I remember, like, when people would call in and be like, oh, gosh, I hate you. You're so annoying.
You got that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's like any kind of media you get. Are like, oh, you're so annoying. Stop doing this, that.
Stop doing this.
And I remember thinking, what a refreshing thing, because all they know about me is my actual personality and my voice. They're not judging me on what I look like. They're not judging me on my outfit. They truly hate me for me. And that's...
And they're listening to your show probably every day.
I can respect that. Exactly. Hey, at least they're listening.
They're listening to hate you.
Yeah.
But really secretly inside, after listening to you, if they keep tuning in, they actually really start to like you. They're like, yeah.
That's what I'm going to tell myself. Yeah. And even that, it's fine. Ratings, right?
As long as the math is good.
As long as you got a meter, I'm happy.
Is there any last pieces of advice that you want to give some of the listeners out there to help them on their journey to be super awesome and successful?
To be super awesome. Just keep going. You're obviously already on the path right now, because you're trying to listen to things like this podcast. You're trying to better yourself. You're trying to make your own way. And most people don't even try. So you should be super proud of yourself for even just stepping up, waking up every single day and going, I'm going to make this. And just know that no matter how long it takes, no matter how many no's, no matter how much you feel like I'm done, I got to move on. If you keep going, eventually something has got to give and you'll make it. That's just it. Nobody can control how hard you work but you. And if you just keep on showing up, you got this. That's it.
That's gold.
Yeah. Well, like, look at you.
Well,
you're a self-made man, 100%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
no
I just
choice,
took a tour of his facility. It's huge, guys. It's huge. Be like Dan. Don't listen to me. Listen to him. He's the guy.
So, where can people find you? So, if they want to follow you, ask you a question, be your fan.
Oh yeah. So I'm on Instagram. It's just at Brooke_Mangum. That's the easy way to find me. Brooke_Mangum. BrookeMangum.com. You can get at me that way. Facebook, Twitter, it's all just Brooke Mangum. You can find me. I'm there. I answer all my messages, so anything. And if you hated this and hated me, please send me a letter. It's fine.
Some hate mail, too?
Please send me some hate mail. It's great.
Loves that.
I love it. It's all right.
This is so awesome. Thank you so much. You're a super Jedi. And friends out there, remember, you're not getting sales pitched anything here. There's no advertisers. There's no commercials or anything. But why do we do this? To share with you this information and mentorship so that your life can be better and that you can really have a path to be able to get to where you want. Now, if you find it valuable, please, please, please execute, share it with your friends and loved ones. So you guys know now, obviously, we're on the iTunes and the podcast there, but you can also check us out on Spotify, which is really cool. And a lot of you guys and girls don't know, we're also not only on Instagram and Facebook, but on YouTube. Because with YouTube, you can actually watch the video. Because a lot of times when you listen to podcasts, you only, you hear it, but seeing the humans talking, that adds another layer. So please subscribe to Dan's Millionaire Code on YouTube. That's the one thing I want you to do after watching this.
Homework assignment, go.
That's your homework assignment. All right, I appreciate you guys and gals. We'll see you next week at Dan's Millionaire Code. Thank you.